Okay, this program is gonna figure out how much interest you have to pay on an unpaid credit card balance. Now, most credit cards, they really charge you about 19% interest. 29% interest, but this one assumes 18% per year, which is 1.5 per month. So let's begin here. So that's just a description of the program. Okay. Since I'm going to be printing my result in money, so I'm going to include pound include IO manipulation. And using namespace, the usual stuff, STD. So let me begin. You know what? Let me just define the interest rate up there on the top, constant. Again, as I said before, I put it on the top just in case down the road when we start using function, I want that to be available for all the other functions. If you can put it right now, I can put it here, or I can put it inside somewhere here, but I'll put it here. Constant, double. I'm going to call it interest and set it equal to 0.015. That's 1.5%. You divide it by 100. So double, let's define, because this is money, so I'll use them double. Credit card balance. We'll call it card balance. What else? Also the payment. How much you're going to pay. That's usually, it might say $27.33. The balance. And we'll do the penalty. And penalty, and I'll set it to begin B0, because if you don't spend any money, if you don't charge anything to your credit card, there is no penalty. So initially that's a 0. And just to make sure we're not in scientific notation, so I'm going to tell the machine cout. Make sure these are fixed, not in scientific notation. I want them to show me the decimal point, show point, if there is no decimal point. Show point, and maybe I'll make it 2 decimal places by using set precision. Set precision to 2 decimal places, so I don't forget about it. That's what I'm going to do. So let's begin. Cout. We're going to ask for the balance. So I'm going to say enter credit card balance. And that's going to show up on the screen. And when I see it, I'm going to type in the balance. So I need to read that, CN. And I call that card balance. Put it in card balance. And cout, just to give a space on the screen. And L. That will just push the cursor down to give you a little space. Now let's ask for the payment. Cout, you know what? I can copy and paste here. Enter the payment. And CN payment. So that puts the number in payment, then it puts a space after that. Next, I need to calculate what the new balance is. So that's the balance now, which going to be the card balance minus whatever your payment is. And now I got to tell the machine if there's a balance to charge you a penalty. If there's no balance, then there is no penalty. I got to make a decision here. For decision, we use the if statement. This is a one-way decision. So now here we go. If what? If the balance, the new balance now, because maybe you paid the whole thing, you have no balance, is bigger than 0, you got to pay a penalty now. So that's your condition. So the penalty should equal to what? The balance times the interest rate. And the interest rate, I call that what? Interest. That's your penalty. And let's print. I'm just going to hit enter a few times to push it higher. Let's print now the interest. So C out, out. What are we going to print? The balance is so the balance is put a dollar sign, and now let's put the balance. Oh, I forgot double quotation because I want to write the words the balance is with a dollar sign. I want you to write that string there. Now let's put it the balance. This is before we add the penalty to it. And go to the next line. We'll do C out. You know, I can copy this. Again, any chance I get a not to write something, not to type, I'll jump on it. So the other one is, instead of the balance, the penalty. To be added to your balance. To be added to your next month bill is, and dollar sign, let's put I already have the is. Okay, here we go. And that will be penalty. I'm just going to make this lowercase. And that's really my whole program. So that's my decision. If this statement is true, calculate that. But if it's false, my balance, my penalty was 0. I set up from the beginning to be 0. So the only time you're going to change it if the balance is more than that. So a machine checks this condition. If it's more than 0, it recalculates the penalty. If not, either way, after you do this, it's going to jump right here. So if it doesn't do that, it jumps right here. The balance and the penalty will be 0 in this case, if you paid the whole amount. So let's run the program. File save. And let's run it. Come on. What's going on? Oh, here we go. It takes a while. So let's say your balance was $2,500 because you were doing a lot of Christmas shopping. Notice I put that extra space, which is right here. Just that that's squished in, so you have that little space right here. The payment, let's say the payments, you pay $275. Hit enter. I should have had more spaces. The penalty to be added, let me just pull this to the right. I can pull this all to the right. Here we go. So it looks nicer. The balance is, now that's the new balance, is $2,225. The penalty to be added to your next month bill is $33.38. Now let me run it again, but this time, let me actually, run it. And this time, let's say your bill was $450 and you paid $450. So there is no penalty for that. You get zero. Here we go. The balance is zero. The penalty to be added to your next month bill is zero. Notice we asked the machine to show the decimal point. Give me 2 decimal places. So I'm getting that. So that's really how one-way selection works, if statement. If you want to do a two-way selection, then we use the if, then else statement.